Hey everybody, welcome back to the Environmental Podcast. I hope you're all having a wonderful holiday season. I know I'm very excited about the holidays this year. Aaron, what are you thinking? You in the festive mood? What are your
I haven't really had
vibes?
time to get into a festive mood because we've only just finished schoolwork because we're pre-recording this episode. It's been kind of a marathon stretch of episode recordings.
It has been.
It's just 3 in 3 days.
Yeah.
So if anyone has listened to the previous two episodes, 8 and 9, and then you're listening to this one and you're wondering why we sound the same, that's why.
Yes, there hasn't been much room for growth or reflection yet. So.
Any vocal cord changes.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited with the holidays this year. The last couple of years, like my first years of university, I was just so wiped. I didn't really wiped out, tired after exams and stuff. That I was just not really feeling it. We weren't together for Christmas or New Year's, so I was kind of like to have everybody I love together. But this year, I'm excited going home today.
Nice, me too.
So, what are your thoughts on the holiday season, Aaron?
Getting right into it.
Yeah.
I like them. They're fun.
Yeah.
I don't like them. I mean, they're not so esteemed in my mind as they used to be, I guess, when I was a little bit younger. But I think that's because we get more breaks from school now in university.
That's true.
Whereas in high school and middle school, we didn't. So it was like a really big thing to look forward to. I was like, please.
Yeah, just that one.
I need to make it to December.
Week off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we've already had a week off. Now we have 2 weeks off.
I think that's one of the big reasons why I loved it growing up, because I didn't have to go to school.
Yeah.
It's one of the biggest reasons.
That's fair. What do you think about talking about holidays when you were younger versus now? I feel like time moved slower when we were younger, so they felt more spread out.
Yes.
But now it kind of feels like there's a holiday every few weeks. There literally is one every few months.
We're turning into aged old cynics.
Yeah.
When the stores put up their Halloween decorations, we're like, oh, already?
You're right.
It's only August.
But they put them up so early, and it's
yeah, of course.
Guys.
Well, yeah, and it seems like it happens earlier every year, but I do wonder if that's actually the case, or if it's the same time every year.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because whenever I shop with my parents, they're always like, oh, it's earlier every year, and they both work in retail, so they would know, but
yeah,
I feel like it might just seem like that.
Yeah, to an extent.
But
I think it probably is earlier.
I say that about the Olympics as well, because it's there's the regular Olympics every 4 years, and there's the Winter Olympics every 2 years, and we're supposed to get really excited for both of them. I don't feel it.
No.
There's so many Olympics.
There are. They seem like they're always happening. Then they have the stages that are leading up to the Olympics, which you might be interested in. So then it's basically never stops. It's just a continuous cycle. One thing we've been talking about recently about holidays is the amount of candy that is consumed at seemingly every single holiday.
Have we been talking about that?
I think it was with you I was talking about it, because I was at Easter, there's chocolates and stuff.
Oh, yes.
Valentine's Day.
And we were saying that we should, as a society, kind of choose which holidays are going to be the candy holidays.
Yes.
And Halloween is a given.
Yeah.
Because it's central to that holiday.
Candy.
It's not even a holiday, really.
No, it's just a day to eat candy.
What do you think about Halloween? Why don't we just turn this into the holiday episode?
Okay.
We were planning on just it being the end of the year holiday episode.
But now it's going to be all the holidays. Okay. Halloween used to be my least favorite holiday.
We're gonna make a ranking.
Okay.
Okay, so you start with let's go least favorite to favorite.
Least favorite first?
Yeah.
It's going to have to be Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day is your least favorite?
Yes.
Aw.
It's with you every day is Valentine's Day.
Why do you say that?
Because, I don't know.
Oh, is it because you say that we should be loving each other all the time?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And I feel like if you're in a relationship, then your anniversary is kind of more important than Valentine's Day to celebrate your love.
I don't really know where Valentine's Day came from or what it is.
Saint
I know there was a
Valentine.
Saint Valentine,
but I
don't know what it means. I know there's a Cupid involved.
Yeah, there was a Cupid.
But it seems to me like the most commercialized major celebrated holiday, should I say.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it wasn't for buying gifts and kind of the gift industry that springs up around Valentine's Day, how much of a holiday would there even be?
No, it would just be writing someone a card, maybe eating dinner together at home.
How boring is that?
I would appreciate a card.
My least favorite, I'm going to say probably Valentine's Day. But it's not that I dislike it. It's not that I hate it. It's just that the other ones are also good.
They're good. As I was saying with Halloween, it used to be my least favorite.
Because you were scared?
Because I was scared and I was like, this is so evil.
Why is everyone dressing up as ghosts?
Yeah, but now I really like dressing up. And it's not recent, like probably the last 6 years I've been really into making costumes and stuff. One year I made us costumes, we dressed up as polluted marine animals.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, so you were a shark and I was a turtle. So like endangered marine animals.
Do we have any pictures of that?
We do. Maybe that'll make the Instagram.
Definitely.
So
that'll be the Christmas themed picture, our Halloween from 2 years ago.
Yeah, so that's why I like Halloween. It's not second bottom. Second bottom is maybe Easter, because I really like Easter.
It's kind of difficult because we have to consider what is a holiday. Because we have like national holidays in Canada, but those are obviously focused on have manifested from Canada's certain background. Like we have Canada Day here where we don't have that anywhere else.
Oh, true.
And even Christmas and Easter here are big deals, whereas in a lot of other countries they aren't. So yeah, we should just mention that we're only talking about the holidays that we have personal experience with, I guess.
Canada Day didn't even make my list, so.
You forgot about it.
I forgot about it.
We always, every year, we're kind of surprised by how good Father's Day is.
Okay, yeah.
Which is random. But I don't know if it's a holiday, but I think it's mostly because it's in the summer.
Yeah.
And there's definitely a family focus on it. It's always one of my favorite days of the year.
Yeah, it's always really nice. The Mother's Day is similar.
When's that?
It's in May, usually. So those two are pretty
cool.
Pretty cool. And then I always really like Remembrance Day.
Okay.
Which is kind of random, but I live
You're sounding kind of morbid now. It's like my favorite holiday is Remembrance Day.
No, I really like it. It's the only time of year when like the whole community comes out and is together, and you'll see people you haven't seen in a while. Like everyone's grandparents are there. I live right by like the cenotaph where they have the celebrations. So it's usually like the kind of first really cold day of the year, and so you like bundle up and you'll go out to the service, and it's just really nice to have everybody come together and celebrate.
I agree. It's a very serious event, and there aren't many occasions where everyone's all serious.
Yeah, and it's one of the only holidays that aren't selfish. I feel like a lot of the other ones kind of are not.
You mean because stores don't capitalize it?
Yeah.
On it, like they aren't selling like Remembrance Day gifts.
Right.
True.
Anyway.
Good point.
So the ranking is kind of gone out the window, but just mentioning all of them, and then what other holidays are there? Easter I mentioned, and Thanksgiving. They're pretty similar. Like you have like a turkey dinner or like a dinner.
So you're getting food. A lot of holidays are very food based.
They are.
What does that say about society?
Well, food's always been a pretty big like part of society and part of community, I think. But
it probably stems from when food wasn't so plentiful as it is now.
Yeah.
So it was a big event and a big treat to have such a feast. Yeah. And it still is.
It is.
But it probably had more significance then.
Yeah.
Because most people that was the only time they saw such food.
Yeah.
But now we go to the store and we see all the food.
Yeah, like we were watching Little Women, and they're having like a Christmas dinner, and the mom like brought out 3 oranges, and all the girls were like,
oranges.
Then they're like, no, we have to give them to the
How would you feel
less fortunate.
How would you feel if you got an orange for Christmas?
I don't like oranges. So I would be happy.
Spoken like a true little woman.
Yes. Anyway,
let's get back on topic to this year's holidays.
Mm-hmm.
Or should I say the holidays that remain for us: Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, Boxing Day, New Year's Eve, and New Year's Day.
Yes.
And you were saying that New Year's Day is probably one of your new favorite holidays, and that is my favorite holiday.
Mm-hmm. I really like New Year's Eve and Christmas Eve better than the days.
I like New Year's Day.
New year, new you.
Hustle and grind, New Year's resolutions.
Yeah. So if you had to choose Christmas or New Year's, which would you choose?
What do you mean if I had to choose?
One of them goes extinct.
I would have to say New Year's, because if it went extinct, we'd just be in the same year for the rest of my life, which would be really strange.
Would be strange.
It would, like, what would we repeat? It would just be New Year's Eve then every day? Like once we ran out of calendar space, it would just be, or would we cycle back to January 1st, 2019? No,
it would still, there'd be the turnover of the calendar.
So what would go extinct?
There'd be no celebration.
There is no celebration.
And the years wouldn't go up. It would just be the 2019, 2020, 2021. That wouldn't be in the date anymore. You just write October 1st.
You mean January 1st? Well, that sounds very strange, so I'm going to go with...
New Year's?
I would keep New Year's.
Okay, I'd keep Christmas.
What? So you'd stay on the same calendar for the rest of your life?
Yes.
Okay. I think that would mess up like data and history and things.
Whatever.
You also have a more faith-based grounding.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Yeah, going to church on New or Christmas Eve is always my favorite thing because they do it all by candlelight and everyone sings. It's usually just like voices, maybe a little bit of piano.
Ooh.
It's really nice, and it's, again, similar to Remembrance Day, because it's not like I feel like Christmas Eve isn't about gifts or eating or chocolates or anything. It's just about the community and the celebration that Jesus was born, which is awesome.
Very nice. I like that you chose two community-based holidays to extol their virtues. Shall we talk in a wider sense about our observations on the Western culture's celebration of Christmas, New Year's, the end of December gauntlet of holidays?
Yeah, so especially in America where they have Thanksgiving even closer, it's just like a month of...
Thanksgiving, Macy's Day, parade, and bang, it's Christmas.
Yeah, so it's like it became... I feel like that wasn't always... But there were always holidays.
Why do we have a different Thanksgiving in Canada?
I think there's something with their settlers, and ours is something about... I think ours is just completely manufactured. It's not tied to any event.
Interesting.
I could be wrong, but...
Could be. So what were you saying about that?
What was it? It just seems like a very... Like maybe years ago, before it was really commercialized, it might have been nice. Just like a year-end, month-long celebration of people, the harvest, which is really cool. It seems like it used to be just like a genuine celebration of the year, of life, of the opportunities you've had, the things you're looking forward to, of like faith-based religions all have their celebrations.
Brightening up the winter.
Yes.
Well, before we had electric lights all over the place, it was probably literally like brightening up the winter. Mm-hmm. Everyone would probably gather here and around some kind of big light or fire or something. You know, Thanksgiving was, you mentioned the harvest. Thanksgiving was giving thanks that food had been grown with no major droughts or anything. Yeah. And I imagine Christmas and New Year and any kind of celebrations around this time had some similar basis. It was something about, please, let's all make it together through the winter. Yeah. Because it used to be much more dangerous than it is now. Yeah. So we could say that with how easy and with the rise of convenience, and we're not worrying about dying through the winter. Right. And Thanksgiving, we're never especially in risk of not being with food. Yes. During the growing season. So those meanings are lost a little bit. Yeah, I think a lot of it. And it has to be a little bit more of an abstract, be thankful. Be thankful for everything. But it's more difficult to do that when there isn't... There's no risk. Yeah, there's little risk comparatively. Risk, yeah. And that's why I feel like it's probably been so commodified, because especially with Christmas, a ton of people celebrate it that I know, at least, who aren't religious. Well, yeah. And it's... Me. Yeah. It's like, I don't know. I don't imagine people celebrating any other holiday, just... Easter. Yeah. It's just weird to me. Well, let me explain. I don't know. Explain it. Yeah. Because my family's not especially Christian, but we celebrated Christmas and Easter and Christmas Eve all since I've been born and before that. And it was always really fun to me because of Santa Claus, Easter Bunny, gifts, and chocolate. That was the fun. That is fun. I wasn't. Go away. It was kind of a, like I said, I liked being home from school. Yeah. I liked being home with my family. I liked that my parents would get time off work so we could do fun things. Yeah. So it wasn't entirely materialist, but that was definitely a big part of it. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. No, I understand. Because, we also celebrated with the Easter Bunny and Santa and so on. And the biggest excitement as a kid was getting to be together, getting to eat a bunch of junk food, getting to eat a bunch of food. Yeah, I would look forward a lot to the meal times. Yeah. Especially during my cooking phase, age 10, 11, 12, which I've told you about. Chef Aaron was in the house. I was. For Thanksgiving and Christmas, my mum probably still has the menu that I made. was very ornate, and I was wearing like my apron, making the cranberry sauce. It's good fun.
That's very fun.
Yeah. So it wasn't just about presents and things.
No.
But that was a big deal.
Of course. But we were wanting to discuss, like, the impact of this. Like, I feel like Christmas could still be a thing. You could still give presents, but it's just like...
You think Santa could still be a thing?
I think so. But it's like the scale that people give gifts.
Oh, you mean the 100 gifts?
Yeah.
You mean for their kids, or you mean for each other?
For their kids, I feel like there's this weird pressure on people to give, like, a lot of gifts.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
You mean parents?
Parents, yeah.
It's not a weird pressure. That's I want my kid to be really happy.
Yeah, but I'm not a parent. But I feel like if I was trying to make a decision and I just...
Okay, you're flailing.
I am. I feel like with things being so accessible and convenient, that like getting a new toy isn't something that only happens on Christmas anymore.
Good point. So basically in Little Women, when they had the oranges, if that had been said today, they'd always be getting oranges.
Yeah.
So therefore on Christmas Day, the parent or the mum, I think it was, would have felt much more pressure to actually just buy like 1,000 oranges for them because they'd already been getting 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I was getting at.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it's not even the fact that people are giving gifts on Christmas. I don't think that's a bad thing, but it's just like the constant consumption of things. And I know it's not the case for everybody. Not everybody gets toys throughout the year for a birthday, for other holidays. But it's like, I feel like the majority of people nowadays are like that.
Do we count birthday in as a holiday?
Yeah.
So where does that rank for you?
I don't usually
I don't like it because it means I'm kind of getting closer to death. Remember how existential I got this year when I turned 20?
Yeah, you did.
I was very serious about it.
Yeah, I almost always had ballet recitals on my birthday for like 16 years.
I have exams on my birthday now.
Oh yeah, fun. So, I don't know. And then a couple years ago, I was at work on my birthday.
Ooh.
The whole day, not a single person knew. Or like
not
said
a
anything.
Single person said
and I
anything.
Was like,
well, if you don't tell anyone...
It's my birthday. But they all had my information.
Did you have your badge on?
Yeah.
That said your age?
No.
Oh.
Why would it say my age?
Didn't you get that as a birthday gift?
No.
Oh. How old were you?
I turned...
18, 19?
That's when I turned 19.
You should have had a badge on that said 19.
Yeah.
19 today.
Next year.
21.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I also wanted to mention, just in terms of things I looked forward to around Christmas time when I was younger, was especially the comfort I would feel watching Christmas movies.
Yes. I see what you mean.
This kind of tradition, watching the same things communally once a year or thereabouts. And, you know, every family would kind of have, I'm guessing, has their pool of favorites, which like, oh, when are we going to watch Christmas with the Cranks?
Yeah.
For me, it was, or for my family, it's probably Christmas with the Cranks, the Grinch, the cartoon Grinch, that is.
Yeah, I was going to say, you really don't like the Jim Carrey Grinch.
No, I really like watching the Charlie Brown Christmas and emulating those dance moves. And I practice them throughout the year.
Yes.
And there's a specific 1970s version of A Christmas Carol, which we always watch.
Yeah.
Those are the key ones. Oh, and Home Alone 1 and Home Alone 2. Probably seen those each 600,000 times.
Give or take.
Yeah. You have Christmas movies which you always watch?
We always watch The Sound of Music. Usually it's like on TV Christmas morning.
Yeah.
So we almost always watch that. We'll get up super early. It began like not on purpose. We would just be unable to sleep and we'd go and like put the TV on.
Who's we?
Me and my sisters.
Okay.
But now it's just like a thing.
On Christmas Day?
Yeah, Christmas morning.
You'd wake up really early?
At like 4 a.m.
Really?
And we still do it. Like I literally will get up at 4 a.m.
And you'd go watch TV?
We watch The Sound of Music, yeah.
Would you see the gifts or?
Yeah.
Whoa.
So that's that.
My family is like, you can't go downstairs until you wake up our parents.
No, we're allowed to open our stockings.
Whoa.
And watch The Sound of Music.
Crazy.
Usually we'll have tea and some hot chocolate and such.
That's radical.
Then we go wake our parents up. They make us wait until the sun comes up.
Sun comes up?
Yeah. So we eventually convince them 6:30. And that's now the
You set up like an artificial sun outside the window?
Yeah.
It's like 3 a.m.
Or we just get the animals all riled up and like, go, go. And like the animals bother them so much they have to wake up.
Okay. What's your favorite Christmas present you've ever gotten? Mine was my dog.
I didn't realize she was a Christmas gift.
She came the very end of November.
Yeah.
So like she wasn't my only Christmas present, but she was kind of a Christmas present. So.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I got a camera last year and I cried.
Good for you.
Which is not very in my character to cry over an object, but I mean...
You cry over everything.
No, but I mean, like, receiving something, it was just really special because I'm very into photography, and I'd had the same camera for, like, 10 years. So I was really excited.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, as well as Christmas movies, in a similar way, but not so much. Christmas movies I find really endearing for some reason, no matter how often I watch them. Like Home Alone 1, Home Alone 2, I don't despise those.
Yeah.
But a lot of Christmas music is in a similar way replayed by the culture every December.
Yes.
But most of that does kind of annoy me.
That is one thing that I swear starts earlier every year. Like, they start playing it on the radio.
Really?
Yeah.
What's your favorite Christmas song?
Holy Night. Oh, Holy Night.
Classic
Yeah.
Alicia.
I feel like mine's Jingle Bell Rock.
It probably is.
Yeah.
It probably is.
Cool. So what about our New Year's Eve traditions?
I don't have any New Year's Eve traditions.
But like as a society, like as a
yes.
Western society, what's the New Year's Eve tendencies?
Fireworks, Times Square, ball drops.
A lot of parties.
Pitbull always comes out.
Is Pitbull on New Year's Eve? Well,
He is. If you ever watched the New Year's Eve in Times Square,
yeah.
I feel like Pitbull's always there.
Fair.
It rhymed.
Ooh. So yeah, a lot of parties, a lot of sparkles.
Yeah.
But it's different compared to other countries' New Year's Eve celebrations.
Really? Do you have any examples?
I do. Well, we can first start by, we were talking about Manuel on our last episode.
Manuel, our Mexican friend.
Yes. Well, we
Shout
went
out
on
Manuel Sanchez.
We went on an exchange to Mexico, and they were telling us about what they do on New Year's Eve.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh.
Or maybe it was when he was visiting. I don't remember.
What was he saying?
They make a doll out of all their old clothes, and then they burn it.
So say it again.
They make a doll, like a life-size person doll, out of all of their like old clothes. They get together and they make this thing, and then they burn it.
Yes.
And it's to like signify like getting rid of old year's looks, like cleansing, starting the new year
It's
fresh.
something I find so fascinating because that's a common theme in a ton of different cultures.
Yeah.
And there's a name for it in evolution. It's called convergent evolution, where places come from different geographies and different backgrounds, but they end up with something really, really similar.
Yeah.
So that's really crazy how Mexico, or this region of Mexico, has a really similar tradition to some place in the middle of China.
Yeah,
maybe.
like there's places, that's the thing, like I was reading through, there's like 50 different New Year's Eve traditions across the world. Fire and water were like two of the biggest trends. Like they would throw buckets of water into the streets to like
to wash
cleanse them of the old year.
Ew. It was probably like a literal cleansing though, because medieval times were so grimy.
Yeah.
And hygiene wasn't of much importance.
Yes, you're right. But yeah, in Panama, Ecuador, where else? The Netherlands, Brazil, like a ton of different countries, Norway, they all have like fire in their
So give an example.
Trends.
If you know any, I'm guessing you're just getting these off the top of your head.
Yes. In Ecuador, they burn like old photographs and stuff.
Ah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, it's like, I think it's nice.
And this is indirect. We're going to turn everything into a what's wrong with the internet segment. This is what's wrong with the internet, because there is no burning of the old photographs.
No.
They're there forever.
They are. And then a lot of other countries have something like relational. So like a kiss at midnight,
Ooh.
being together with people. There's a lot of eating. In one country, I sent you, I can't remember which one it was. They try and eat as much as possible. Like they'll eat like 5, 7. It has to be an odd number
of
meals or something.
Yes.
They eat like a ton.
I don't remember where that was.
It's in Estonia.
Estonia.
Yes. So they just eat a ton of food.
Well, let's talk about the burning of things.
Yeah, that's the most.
A little bit more, because we're both kind of pyromaniacs.
Are we?
A little bit.
Okay.
So why would we think that's a good thing for culture? Wouldn't that be a lot of pollution?
Yeah. I mean, this isn't...
Ignoring the environmental effects for a second.
Yes. Well, we were discussing how in that way you are, like, when you turn the calendar, you're actually starting a new year, and
that's
the
why
old
I
one
love
is
New
behind
Year's.
you. But, like,
And
I feel like with
that.
Yeah, and I feel like in our traditions, fireworks, we aren't actually physically getting rid of something. Even if you were just like packing old clothes away, you're not making any physical changes or like doing anything like tactile. You're just
and
watching
especially
fireworks.
is the fact that these things were all done together as a town.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't just one person burning their clothes because that makes them a maniac. But if the whole town does it,
yeah,
oh, that's kind of cool. They're all sharing this experience. They're all collectively getting rid of 2019.
Yeah.
Is this kind of similar to, what was that year in recent times? I think it might have been 2017, where everyone online was joking about how bad it was. Do you remember this? It was towards the end of the year. Everyone was just listing the things.
Oh, it was.
Do you remember that?
It was 2017, wasn't it?
I think it's because a lot of celebrities died. I think it might have been the year Prince died, and Trump was inaugurated, etc., etc. The clowns, the evil clowns attacking.
We didn't mention that in our year in review or our
decade in review. That's because it's too. If we were to mention every trend,
it's too psycho.
We wouldn't have remembered every single trend.
Yeah.
But is that kind of similar to? Is that the closest thing in recent memory in my mind?
So.
Where everyone was saying, okay, let's all just move on past 2017.
Yeah.
It's too crazy. I'm ready for 2018.
That is really close.
Yeah.
And 2018 was better. 2017 was a bit of a crazy year, I think.
People were exaggerating, to be honest.
No,
Celebrities die every year.
Yeah.
I mean, people die every year, should I say. So it's never good.
No. But I think that was the closest thing to like...
Yeah, I just remember people saying that
like,
online.
Mourning the deaths of people from that year, but like moving on. But I feel like besides the online communal, this was a bad year, we just kind of build on the last year and nothing goes away. It just keeps
getting more and more chaotic. Entropy.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Social entropy. Cultural entropy.
So yeah, that's going to
be the name of this episode.
There we go.
Okay.
So
we have concluded that we need to burn more things.
Or cleanse.
So what are some other examples? What else could we do to cleanse?
Well, maybe like...
What if everyone like deletes their history online? Deletes their profiles.
Clean out your inbox. Seriously, I think that would be good for the soul. Like,
good for the soul?
They could, maybe instead of burning their clothes, they could collectively come together and have a clothing swap.
Oh.
Donate their clothes. Because we were saying the community aspect is important. Maybe if it was... at your New Year's party, everyone brings their old clothes. You leave them there.
Interesting.
Swap them, maybe get some new threads, then everything that's left over can be donated. And
also it retains that kind of, or it's not such a huge departure from the current excitement for getting new things, which is...
Yeah.
I like it.
I'm going to make that happen at my New Year's party. Not that I'm having one, but if I'm invited to one, I'm going to say, everyone bring clothes, and they're going to be like, you're... what?
Yeah, no one's going to bring clothes, and you're just going to be swapping them among yourself.
I will.
Okay.
Anyway. So, what would your ideal end-of-year celebrations look like?
I'll just say the first thing which comes to mind, which is in the Grinch.
Yes.
Where they're all singing in the...
town square?
In the town... No, it's not a town square, it's a town circle.
Oh, in the town circle. Okay.
Yeah, they're like arm in arm. It's like all the Who's. Yeah, like that.
Yes.
It's something like that, and then they all on that impossibly long table.
Yes, they all eat together.
Yeah, and I mean, this is just talking of fantasy. It'll probably never happen. It might. My favorite thing would be if the Grinch actually came in to cut the roast beast.
Okay.
Yeah, I know he's only done it once, but I think he could.
He could make a tradition.
If he came back down one more time. Cool. What about you? I'm not really like that's serious.
No, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wish we'd all unite through song, you know?
Of course.
That was another big thing. I mean, I don't know if it was listed on the website you were looking at, but fire, music, or fire, water, and song. I feel like Christian hymns.
Yeah.
And other faiths probably have really similar things as well.
Yeah.
For Hanukkah or whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And now we all just sing Mariah Carey, but...
Yeah, singing songs that mean something to you.
A little bit more spiritual.
Yeah. So my ideal end-of-year celebration, you know how you were saying this is just coming to me on the spot?
Yes.
How you were saying, like, light used to be, like, bringing light into the winter?
Yes.
This year especially, I've been, like, it getting dark so early has, like, had a really negative impact on my life.
Well, remember the other night when it was really... For some reason, our town's electrical infrastructure is not very strong, and all the street lights went out when we were walking.
Yeah.
We were walking home from class.
Yeah. But we were walking home from class at 5 o'clock. It's already pitch black.
Yeah, and I was saying, and the lights
out.
were all out, and I was saying, this is why people used to be way more superstitious, because they literally couldn't see for like half the year, half the day.
Yeah.
And now we're always seeing, because there's always electric lights, so nothing's very spooky or mysterious. So what you were saying, anyway, continue.
Yeah, the end of year celebration would be something very like detached from technology. Everyone would be like, there'd be music, but it'd be like live. People would be playing their things. They'd be.
I could bring my saxophone.
You could bring your sax. We could all.
Once I learn how to play.
Yes.
And once I get one.
It would all be candlelit. There would be maybe some food.
Candlelit, so this would be indoors.
Candlelit, yeah, probably or a big bonfire. I really like bonfires.
I know.
And then you're roasting things over the bonfire. I feel like just that kind of celebration.
Get really spiritual about it. Like, this is my end of year marshmallow.
Yeah. Because this isn't like a replacement for Christmas. This is more like a replacement for New Year's. I think it would be a bonfire.
So you just be like, would everyone be roasting their own, or would someone be roasting them for everyone? Would it be like a barbecue? Or would it be like
It'd be a mix. There'd be like probably one central thing that being cooked. And then everyone maybe roast some side dishes or bring some side dishes.
Did anyone bring some 2020 hot dogs? Something like that?
Yeah, exactly.
It's all like focused about the New Year's.
Yes.
I like that.
Cool. So.
What do we think about? No, never mind. Well, I'll say it because we were talking about vegetarian veganism.
Yes.
And I always say, it just seems so central to not just our culture but most cultures.
Yeah.
In that in a big holiday occasion, it's usually the roasting of some kind of animal.
And I think in a sustainable world, that's like okay, but I think it could be more isolated to those specific holidays, because it would make it so much more special. Because that's like why they used to do that. Because it'd be like once a year they would like slaughter the turkey or whatever, but then they would just have it for
the
that
town
like,
turkey.
season. I don't know how it worked.
I feel like it would probably be big pig, or a cow, or something like that.
But it's like I don't think there's an issue. I think
depending on where you are, obviously,
in moderation, and the best way I think to do that would be isolating it for holidays.
Isolating it for holidays, so we don't even meet like 4 times a year?
Yeah.
I don't know about that. What about leftovers?
Leftovers, there you go. You have to make sure that your turkey is bigger so that you can have leftovers for longer.
The genetically modified New Year's turkey.
Yeah.
Which is about the size of a house. Everyone's running around it with like a torch, a lit torch, just to try and crisp it up.
Interesting.
Yes.
Oh my.
Moving on.
That was all I really had. Besides, the other day when we were talking about the episode, moons and calendars.
Moons, calendars, harvests.
Yeah.
Those kind of pilgrim-y things. I feel like pilgrims are involved with those.
Yeah, I don't know.
Buckles.
I just know we were talking about how like important the moon was.
Yes.
Why they would have celebrations in, I think, cultures across the world under the, not the harvest moon, but like the full moon, the equinox. Yeah. Why do you think that was a big thing?
Well, cultures used to be more superstitious and spiritual about astrology.
Yeah.
What is the harvest moon? When is that?
It's probably in like November or something. I know it's really orange and it only happens every like 4 or 5 years or something.
Oh, there isn't one every year?
No.
So, but why is it called the harvest moon? Is it to signify orange. The end of the harvest?
No, I just think it's because it's orange. And
no, I think it has something to do with the harvest.
It could signify the end of the harvest.
Yes, I think it does.
Okay.
I think that's what the equinoxes were kind of as well.
Yeah, they were at the turn of the seasons, and usually lined up with like a full moon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why did I think those were a bigger deal, or why do I think we don't care about those now?
Why do you think we don't care about those now?
Well, one kind of maybe superficial reason is that we literally can't see stars or the moon a lot of the time. We live in a pretty small town, but we still can't see a lot of stars.
Yeah.
But in big towns, I'm guessing there's no chance are you seeing many stars. It's
Oh.
always an event when I can see stars here.
Yeah.
And then when I go home, like I'm going home today, the sky's going to be completely clear or pretty much clear, and we're only an hour outside of this kind of medium-sized town.
That's always my favorite thing about going home in the summer. 'Cause it's like, whoa.
Yeah, summer nights are nice.
Whoa. Because we were camping this summer. This is just a little story. And we went out, and there was it was like the solar or the star circle we went to.
Oh, you mean when I was there?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
I thought you were telling me the story.
No, it was you and me and like my sisters and their friends, and we were like, oh, like we'll be fine. Like, we're just going down this trail. It's, like, meant for viewing stars and stuff.
Yeah, and there was no one there.
We got to the, like, mouth of the trail. Pitch black.
In a national park. So
national park.
No lights.
But it was all lit by these red lights. Because if
yeah.
there's red lights, you can still see the stars.
Right.
This is getting back to the point, don't worry. But then we, like, started walking down this path lit by red light. And then we come to this circle that is, like, it seemed like something out of a horror movie.
I felt like a creepy clown was going to come.
Yeah. And so we're like, God, like, stop. You don't need to be nervous.
Stop.
Like,
it's fine.
It's just nature.
Who touched my leg?
And then we just, like, we all went into the circle. And then as soon as we stood
and we didn't see any stars.
There were no stars for some reason.
Because it was cloudy. That's the reason.
Yeah. And we're like, okay, maybe we'll have to let our eyes adjust. Like, we're just standing in the dark. So we were standing there for, like, 2 minutes. Then we heard something move in the woods.
Yeah, then came the rustling.
But then
we didn't run. We just briskly walked away.
The fear was there are bears in this national park. Yeah. We were actually in danger.
Well, how many times? Yeah, you were saying that's the only time probably in our lives
that I've been like in actual danger. Definitely not the only time in my life, but it's the only time that year that I was like in genuine danger.
We live such sterile lives that it can be hard to feel for Thanksgiving genuine appreciation. Mm-hmm. At night, genuine mystery or dare I say fear could be a good thing for a culture.
No, I think it could be.
Very fearless. In my essay that I just wrote, I said one important, because I was basically explaining degrowth as an answer to materialism. Mm-hmm. I said one of the key things is that in infrastructure, towns, roads would have to be, I would love if they could be remodeled in a way which throws it back to most of human history when lands could be described as mostly nature surrounding human settlements, as opposed to now it's mostly human settlements surrounding little patches of nature. And it makes those things just seem way smaller, and it definitely reinforces this divide in our mind that there's humankind and then there's nature, and we're not part of that.
Yes.
But in reality, we are.
Yes. So what I think we're getting at with this is that maybe throughout the year having a bit more mystery, a bit more
mischief. Maybe that's why people like Halloween. I feel like that has gotten cultural acceptance like crazy over the last few years, and every year I think that's the one that's growing big time. Yeah.
But I think maybe throughout the year a little bit less consumption, a little bit
less consumption.
Like maybe buying less things, maybe eating less.
Yeah.
Then like it would make the holidays more significant, and like therefore I think if they were the only time of year when we were like over consuming, it's still not like.
What about Black Friday?
Oh yeah.
We didn't mention that holiday.
Yeah, or
mostly
Boxing
because
Day.
Yeah, Boxing Day sales. Mm-hmm. Mostly because I didn't want to turn this into. This would have been really easy to make it an episode where we just kind of discuss the really usual or the really common criticisms of Christmas, like, oh wow, this is too commodified.
Yeah. It's everyone knows that it is.
It's like, if you want to hear about that, you can just watch a Charlie Brown Christmas, and Linus is talking all about that.
Exactly.
I think it's him.
Probably.
But anyway. Black Friday,
like maybe.
Did you pick up any big purchases?
No.
No, me neither.
It's interesting.
And then I saw on Instagram a lot of other sustainable pages are doing their own things, like I think they were calling it no buy. So like instead of participating in this uber capitalistic, let's buy as much as we can on Black Friday, saying let's rebel and not buy anything on Black Friday. Yeah. That kind of thing. Or let's trade clothes, like you were saying, let's have a clothing swap.
But I think they're not real holidays, in my opinion.
No.
Perhaps Boxing Day.
You get the sense that most companies and even governments would love for them to gain such legitimacy to be. Like, there is a day in China which is a bigger shopping day than Black Friday. Okay. And it's their version of Black Friday. Mm-hmm. It's called Singles Day. It's where you celebrate being single. I'm not making this up. I heard it in a YouTube video. Okay. You celebrate being single, and you buy a lot. And I think, don't quote me, but I think they get the day off.
Interesting. But yeah, those can probably go away. Maybe like Boxing Day could be.
Does that have any religious basis?
No, it's just the day after Christmas, getting rid of all the Christmas gift boxes. Maybe it could be more of like a cleaning out your house, getting rid of old things day.
It could be the start of
the New Year's celebrations.
The New Year's week. It's a week.
New Year's week. You're just getting rid of stuff. You're doing the Marie Kondo holding everything, seeing if it brings you joy,
Yeah,
sparks joy.
exactly.
That's going to be the Marie Kondo week. Yeah.
Do you watch that? Have you been watching that?
No.
Okay, good.
I just know about her because people always mention her.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, so I think that's what Boxing Day could turn into, the beginning of the New Year's week.
Let's say this, just as a fun ending.
Okay.
Because I like doing these fun endings now.
Mm.
If you could invent, I'm putting you on the spot again, if you could invent a holiday, what would it be? When would it be? And you can, instead of it just being in addition to the regular holidays, if you want, it can be in replacement for one of the holidays.
Okay.
But it doesn't have to be on the same day. So you could say, I'm getting rid of Valentine's Day and I'm adding this day in August or something.
Okay. And I'm not going to count any of like the fake holidays like Boxing Day.
Okay.
I'm going to replace Valentine's Day with a similar holiday, but it's more about acts of kindness. So it's in February is a good time for it because February is
grim.
Arguably the worst month.
It's not even arguable.
February is the worst month.
Randomly
28 days.
Weather-wise, here it's terrible.
Yeah. Emotionally,
horrible. I'm in the dumps.
Yeah.
Because I'm always single.
What? So February, there's going to be love every one day. You just do a ton of acts of kindness. Maybe
You're being silly. That's already what Valentine's Day is.
No, it isn't.
Okay.
There'd be no chocolates.
Hmm.
No chocolates. No flowers.
Yeah, you'd love that. No chocolates.
A day without chocolate. Yes. It's a day of sacrifice. And you give people maybe have the day off. Maybe schools do trips to do like volunteering and stuff. Like
okay.
I think it'd be more of like more community based. Maybe there could be like a community meal or something. That's my holiday.
Okay.
Kindness Day. Which is basically Valentine's Day, but more widespread, not focused on significant
Interesting.
others.
Oh, and if we wanted, because we were complaining about the holidays being seeming too often, you could do it on a weekday, on February 29th.
Yes. I think the only reason the holidays seem often is because it's like, why are we eating so much?
Or you mean it's because
often?
the marketing build-up starts way before Christmas? Yeah, that's probably it.
That's it. But yeah, so that's that.
You want to hear what my holiday would be?
Yeah.
It's kind of like Lent.
Okay.
Because even though I wasn't raised in an uber Christian way, I love the idea of Lent because I have a bit of a infatuation for self-sacrifice.
You do.
So I think it would be a day of fasting.
Okay.
This is a secular holiday. So because I know in Islam there's Ramadan and there's other things like that.
Yeah.
In Christianity there's Lent, but it would be a secular holiday so everyone can participate. Just a day, no eating. You can drink water only.
Interesting.
Because
maybe that could.
I mean, if someone's
Black Friday.
dying, then
yeah.
of course. Or, I mean, if you really need to eat, then
yes.
you have to eat. But because I think along the lines of people maybe eating the 3 oranges from Little Women all the time, let's have a day with no oranges.
Day with no oranges.
Or a day with no oranges or anything.
Yeah.
I think it would be good for someone.
I think it would be good.
It would be good for you. Not a huge community thing, but not everything has to be. I think we were talking about the sustainability aesthetic and things like that. Community is kind of a big buzzword. Yeah. Which is, everyone loves community. Yeah. Everyone thinks we should be more involved in some kind of community, especially on holidays, because of our highly individualized society. Yeah, but days of solitude. But we can have some days about just quiet reflection in a monk-like state of no food. Interesting. And you know when this will be? When? Probably sometime in the summer, because I feel like we need less food in the summer. Yeah, you can't do it during the winter blues. August 5th. August 5th? Yes. Cool. That way you can tell the kids when they're off school. No, you can't have any breakfast. Yes. Anyway. Let's wrap this up. Thank you guys for listening. Yep. 3 episodes in 3 days for us, so... Let us know. Let us know. I think we've been getting better though. Yeah, this was probably over the last 3 days I've spoken more on microphone than I have off microphone. It's almost 100% true for me. Yeah. So yeah. Cool. Thanks for watching. You can find us on Instagram at @the_environmental, where we'll be posting possibly our Halloween picture from 2 years ago. Yes. Some other cool pictures. Possibly some embarrassing photos of us at the Christmas parties. And new episodes every Monday on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, and Spotify. Bye. Bye.